the top 10 NBA superstars who demanded a trade. The NBA is the league that practices the most player movement between teams in the world of sports. Players switch between teams all the time, whether through free agency or a trade. Certainly, moving of superstar players creates the most buzz. There are many reasons why superstars switch teams. Often, it's the money, or it's market related. Sometimes it's personal reasons, or simply because they couldn't achieve what they wanted with a particular team. There are many cases throughout NBA history when superstars simply demanded a trade, and here are 10 of those who forced their way out. Number 10. Kevin Garnett, Minnesota Timberwolves to the Boston Celtics, 2007. Kevin Garnett's departure from Minnesota was absolutely necessary for him in order to win a championship and become a Hall of Famer. KG spent the first 12 years of his career with the Timberwolves, putting the low-market team on the NBA map. He reached the Western Conference Finals once and won the 2004 MVP award, but after 3 consecutive seasons without reaching the playoffs, it was time to go. The team management had nothing but respect for him and put him in a situation where he can win immediately, which he eventually did with the Celtics in 2007. Number 9. Stephon Marbury, the Minnesota Timberwolves to the New Jersey Nets, 1999. Back in the mid-1990s, Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett formed the most exciting young duo in the NBA. With barely being in their 20s, they took the team to the first playoff appearance in team history with a bright future in front of them. But then came Marbury with a trade request. He demanded a trade to the New Jersey Nets, explaining that he wanted to be closer to home, but it was obvious that he simply didn't want to be a second violin on a team. Number 8. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Milwaukee Bucks to the Los Angeles Lakers, 1975. One of the most influential trades in NBA history is definitely Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's move from the Bucks to the Lakers. Jabbar was by far the best player in the league in the early 1970s, winning the first championship in team's history and 3 league MVPs. But after a finals loss to the Celtics, he demanded a trade to either the Knicks or the Lakers. Jabbar was aware of his basketball supremacy and wanted to move on to one of the largest markets where he would be able to reach his full potential, which he eventually did with the Lakers. Number 7. Dwight Howard, Orlando Magic to the Los Angeles Lakers, 2012. Howard seemed perfectly happy in Orlando, leading the team to the finals and being named in the All-NBA First Team in 4 consecutive seasons. Anyway, in 2012, he shocked the team with a trade demand which sent him to the Lakers. Unfortunately for him, he didn't bond well with Kobe Bryant and left the team after only 1 season. He eventually returned in 2019 and won the championship with the Lakers. Number 6. Paul George, Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder, 2017. Paul George was emerging as one of the most promising superstars in his first 7 seasons with the Pacers. Apparently, he wasn't satisfied with the direction the team was heading. He was disappointed that the Pacers didn't care to bring in another star player to become a true contender, and he demanded a trade. His wish was granted when he joined Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony in OKC, but they still fell to the Blazers in the playoffs. Number 5. Chris Paul, New Orleans Hornets to the Los Angeles Clippers, 2011. Chris Paul was on top of his game when after 6 years in New Orleans, he demanded a trade to a larger market. Many teams were interested, including the Lakers. A deal was put in place to send Paul to join Kobe Bryant, but then, out of nowhere, the league commissioner, David Stern, vetoed the trade. Paul eventually ended up with the Clippers, spending 6 seasons with them. Number 4. Carmelo Anthony, Denver Nuggets to the New York Knicks, 2011. Carmelo became one of the biggest stars right after he entered the league. He led Denver to multiple playoff appearances, but didn't manage to go all the way. After 8 years in Denver, he demanded a trade to nowhere else but the Knicks. With Melo moving to New York, the Knicks fans finally had a reason to be excited about. Unfortunately for them, Melo failed to lead them to the finals in 7 seasons in the Big Apple. Number 3. Kyrie Irving, Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics, 2017. Irving spent his first 6 seasons in the league with the Cavs. In the 2016 NBA Finals, he helped LeBron James give Cleveland its first NBA title, hitting the biggest shot in the team's history. Knowing that, he expected a bigger role in the team and better treatment from LeBron, which apparently didn't happen. After losing the 2017 NBA Finals, he demanded a trade, which sent him to the Celtics. Number 2. Kawhi Leonard, San Antonio Spurs to the Toronto Raptors, 2018. Kawhi won the 2014 NBA Finals MVP, and it seemed like he was ready to step into Tim Duncan's shoes and lead the Spurs for the next decade. Surprisingly, he didn't just demand a trade, but he threatened that he will not play for the team if they do not trade him. The Spurs traded him to the Raptors, where Kawhi stayed for only one season, which was enough to bring the championship home to Toronto. So before we go to number 1, make sure you like the video and comment down below about your favorite part of the video or what you dislike, and share. And also subscribe to Top 10 Everythingz with the notification bell on. If you think there's something else we didn't mention, comment down below. Number 1. Anthony Davis, New Orleans Pelicans to the Los Angeles Lakers, 2019. After failing to make any playoff success in his first 7 years in New Orleans, mainly because of the Warriors' dominance, Davis demanded a trade to the Lakers. He was warmly welcomed by LeBron James, and they managed to bring the title back to LA in their first year playing together. With bringing in Davis, the Lakers have locked a superstar for the future after LeBron retires. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time with another amazing video.